Hey, Mariah here. I am going to go ahead and get into an all signs reading for the full moon in Leo. It starts on the 16th, and during this time period, it is one that is filled with love, creativity, and self-expression, right? So, it only is right to start off this all signs reading with the sign of Leo. Why not? It's your full moon, and let's see. So all of the messages from Leo to Cancer, all 12 zodiac signs, will be completely channeled. This will be interesting because I've never done an all signs completely channeled messages, but it will be what you need to know for this full moon in Leo. So starting with my Leo spirit, what does Leo need to know in regards to this full moon that is happening in their sign? That is happening in their sign of Leo. Right out the gate is the Knight of Fire, Knight of Wands. Let's get three more, Spirit. Thank you. Temperance. Knight of Cups. Ooh. Ten of Pentacles. I love this for you. I love this for you, Leo. Ten of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. And the reason why I'm saying, but I'm just going to give you this disclaimer. Slow down. Slow down. Just slow, not me, you, Leo. Slow it down a little bit. And the reason why I'm telling you to slow it down just a little bit here, Leo, is because you got your eyes on the prize on something. I don't know if this is something as far as you got your eyes literally on somebody in regards to love, career, finances, but we got this Ten of Pentacles here. So it either has to do with your sense of stability, your finances, what it is that you want to fully achieve to build a full-on legacy, right? Again, I keep hearing slow down, Leo. If, you know, I'm always direct with you. You're unstoppable and you know this. You're undeniable and you know this. But sometimes we have the tendency to put the cart before the horse. There's this energy here, not saying all of you are doing this, but there's this energy here for you specifically, Leo, during this time period. Not only is your intuition and your sense of intuition going to be heightened, so if you have spiritually gifted gifts, whether that is premonition, whether that is psychic abilities, whether that's clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, all the clairs, whatever your specific abilities may be, this time period is going to really require them to be shown and to be used, right? Even if you don't show them to others, this is being able to use these gifts for your advantage. You're going into a heightened sense or a heightened period in your time of this quarter of the year right now, Leo, where your intuition or your abilities can actually bring you great rewards. If you are psychic, if you have abilities, or even if, say, you're not even that in tune with your abilities, you just got intuition, right? All of us has intuition. Even with your intuition, your eyes during this time period will fool you. It's not what you see, it's what you feel energetically. That's your key to success here. Leo, you're on the pathway to creating some form of legacy, whether that is romantically or whether that is in your career, your finances, occupation, or some form of stability in life. That's the most important. Just a form of stability in life where you can breathe, where you don't have to worry, where you don't have to constantly be like, okay, what's next? Or that energy of things are going too good for me right now, or the life is a little too calm. When is the shoe going to drop? Excuse me. You're moving into a time period in your life where those concerns no longer become a concern. But I'm going to tell you, Leo, during this time period of the full moon in your sign of Leo, there are things that are going to, I just heard trigger. There may be things, Leo, that may trigger you during this time period or that make you feel a little bit out of balance. But truthfully, it's only a moment in time. It's only temporary. It is not permanent, okay? It may feel that way. Things may feel a little rocky. Things may feel a little shaky, even if it's in only one specific area, or maybe it's in multiple areas of your life. But Leo, you're being called upon specifically. You are being called upon by the divine and by spirit to use your abilities that you were given. You were not given these abilities for no reason. You were not given these abilities to just squander. And you were not given these abilities to just have them go by the wayside or not pay attention to them or not harness them or not cultivate them. I am telling you, Leo, you were not given these abilities for no specific reason. So when I'm saying to you specifically, during this full moon in Leo, you may end up going through experiences of deja vu. You may be going through experiences of premonition or starting to feel things that you may have never felt before, or even, and I just heard, out-of-body experiences. It's a very intense time for you. It's a very intense time, but the beauty here, and that's why I'm so fascinated by your energy, Leo, the beauty here in all of this that you'll be experiencing during this full moon is helping create your legacy. It's helping create the foundation, or continuing to build the foundation that you've already established, or that you've already set into motion, or that you've already been moving towards. You're continuing to create that sense of stability for your legacy. Whether it's your legacy of your children or future children, whether it's for yourself, whether it's for your family lineage, or whether it's just in life. There's a legacy that you want to leave behind. There's a legacy of greatness that you want to leave behind. There's something that you want to be remembered for. And it doesn't have to be on a grand scale. It doesn't have to be for public viewing. But you want to be able to leave knowing that you've made a change, and that you've made a difference, and that you've made an impact. That is your legacy. And you're doing that in this time period. You're going to start seeing things. I'm sorry I'm out of breath. Again, I'm just channeling, so bear with me. During this time period, you may start to experiencing, or even having premonition or visions, or seeing visions of your future, seeing visions of the life that you can have, seeing visions of the life that you're creating, seeing visions of the legacy that you will leave behind, or the legacy that you will create. This time period, you're going to be getting glimpses into your destiny, glimpses into your future, glimpses into the life that you want and that you want to create. You're going to be able to feel it. You're going to be able to smell the things around the environment that you would be in. You'll be able to almost all 5 of your senses, because I'm just, from my head down to my toes, I'm just feeling like a pulsating effect. So you'll be able to really feel a lot of these things that you'll end up having later on down the line. For some of you, it may be much later on. Some of you, it may be around the corner. But you're going to start seeing the life that you've always created, envisioned, or dreamed about during this time period of this full moon. Again, out-of-body experiences, that's what I'm just hearing, may feel a bit uncomfortable, or you may feel like, oh my God, why am I seeing this? Or you may feel uncertain. Or for some of you, you may feel like, oh my gosh, I can really do this. I had a dream about this. I saw this. I felt this, and I can really do this. And that may be the additional boost or motivation that you need. But again, I have to go back to what I said at the beginning here, Leo. Slow down. And I say slow down because, yes, Spirit is giving you the insight in regards to the legacy that you're creating. But make sure that you're not putting the cart before the horse. Make sure that you're not moving so fast or too fast towards what this is that you're creating that you may misstep, or things may backfire, or you may see some area, or you may miss some areas that need to be handled, right, to really get you there. Just be careful. But I love this energy for you, Leo, because you're really, during this time period, you're really getting a peek into your destiny. Leo, I love you as always. You know it's always a pleasure to read for you. I hope you enjoyed this full moon in your sign. Use these gifts, these abilities, and use this time period to your advantage to make the most of it. I love you. Bye. All right, Virgo, Mariah here. So I'm going to go into your energies for this new full moon in Leo that starts on February 16th. So all 12 signs, Leo through Cancer. We started off with Leo. Now it's you, Virgo. All the messages have been completely channeled. So we're going to continue with that energy and channel your messages for this full moon in Leo, which starts on February 16th. So for my Virgo spirit. Okay. Tower, 9 of Wands, 5 of Wands in the reverse, Hierophant in the reverse, 5 of Cups. Can I tell you what this feels like, Virgo? And it's a channeled message, but I always say the saying of I hate going left. And I just have to really go there with you, Virgo, and give it to you just straight. This whole playing it safe has to go out the window. And I'm not saying all of you play it safe, but there's this energy of what you have known, or your baseline of comfortability, wherever that level is going out the window. But it's whatever is happening in your life currently. Something may be changing. Something may be changing drastically during this time period. Something that you may have thought was stable or consistent, or something that you thought was reliable, right? You're going to notice during this full moon in Leo, what you thought was is not, or what you thought was is no longer. Something is drastically changing in a specific area in your life, or for some of you, maybe multiple. Things are definitely changing. The thing about this is, though, Virgo, how you may have handled situations that uprooted your comfortability or that have made you feel uncertain or unease, you have to handle this in such a radical way. You have to handle this in an unorthodox way. You have to really handle this in a way that's not your norm. Let me break it down a little bit further, because it's going to get really uncomfortable for you, Virgo. And I wish I could give you candy and rainbows and sunshine, but when I start channeling Spirit tell me a message, I'm just going to give you the message. Sorry. I love you, but sorry. However you tend to go about things, whether you're the type of Virgo that can be cool and callous and just be like, you know what, whatever, wipe my hands of it and just move on and whatever. Or you may be the kind of Virgo, especially if you have some fire in your chart, where you tend to go head on towards conflict or issues, or you want to address things head on. I don't care if you're on the far left or far right. However you handle things when it comes to situations, when it deals with your level of comfortability, stability, security, and safety, you got to handle it in a very unorthodox way. So again, if you're used to coming at things head on, Spirit's asking during this time period, when something starts to collapse in your life and you're used to coming at it head on, or wanting to deal with the issue immediately, or become combative, or become get in that fight mode, Spirit is telling you to push back, walk away, handle it differently than how you would normally handle it. If you are the type of Virgo that can be more passive, or when things start to go awry and things start to uplift as far as your comfortability and things are shifting and you feel like life is out of control or area is out of your control, and you may just want to hide your head or not deal with it or turn away from it, Spirit is asking you to come towards it head on. That's the unorthodox part, right? Because that's a way of operating that you normally don't function in. There's a key benefit. There's a key benefit here for you, Virgo, in regards to how you operate when conflict arises, challenges are arising, or, there's some form of uncertainty or comfortability that you have to handle it in a way that you normally do not handle it. And that's what Spirit's asking you during this time frame. But more importantly, though, you got to know what's worth fighting for and what's not worth fighting for, because whatever this is in this shift that you're about to experience, or some of you may be experiencing this already, but whatever this shift is, you have to really decipher first, is it even worth addressing, handling, or dealing with, right? You have to assess that first, because not every battle is worth the war. Not every battle is worth fighting, and not every conflict is worth the reaction or response. Once you decide here, Virgo, that okay, I have to do something about this, either you need to handle it in a more passive or a more, I don't want to say roundabout, but in a more tame manner. Others of you may have to handle it in a more direct approach, or a more of a straight on, head forward approach. And that depends on how you currently approach things, right? However you approach things, this situation that's coming down, Spirit's asking you to handle it in the reverse, or in the opposite, or in an unorthodox way. But first, you have to assess if it's even worth handling. Because some towers and some bridges and some things that crumble and that just fall and that come apart ain't always worth going back to dealing with. Or sometimes it's just like, you know what, you just got to let it fall. You just have to let it fall. And once you can fully assess that, that's when it's game time. All right, Virgo, how do I handle this? I know I normally go about it in this way, and I just tend to turn my head. I don't like conflict. I know I don't want to deal with that, so I just try to move on. But this time I know I'm going to have to deal with this head on. Like, I have to be assertive and in my power to deal with this. Or you're on the other side where it's like, I'm always the one that's running into the fire and handling shit and handling situations, and always the one that's headstrong to handle things when it goes into a sense of conflict or disarray. But now this time, I'm not. I'll handle it in a more calmer, gentler approach. That's what Spirit is asking you during this time period of the full moon in Leo, okay? And you got this. You do have this, Virgo. You are able to, whatever it may be, Nine of Wands is here. You can still prevail. You will still prevail. You must prevail. And you got this. I promise you. I kid you not, Virgo. I know what I said may seem a little uneasy. But I promise you, you got this. Okay? I love you. Catch you on the next one, Virgo. Bye. All right, Libra. Hey, Libra. How are you guys doing? So I'm doing your full moon reading, which starts in sign in Leo, but it starts on February 16th, right? So let's go ahead and look and see what you need to know for this full moon in Leo. Now, mind you, like I told Leo, like I've told Virgo, now I'm telling you, Libra, all of the messages from signs Leo through Cancer, all 12 signs are completely channeled. I am going to pull cards, but the messages that I get from the cards are completely sent from Spirit. So let's get into it. What does Libra need to know right now for the full moon in Leo starting on February 16th? Two of Swords, Five of Wands, okay, one more, okay, we got a couple more. Four of Swords, the Emperor. Don't do this. No. I'm not doing this with you, Libra. No. No. Bye. Not cashing this check. And I'm gonna tell you why I'm not cashing this check on your behalf. Because Libra, if you haven't experienced this already, Libra, you will get to experiencing this during the full moon in Leo. When do I catch a MFing break? Not me personally. No, not me. I'm asking that on behalf of you, right? That's the energy and that's what I'm feeling. When do I get to catch an MFing break? When do I get to freaking breathe? When does one thing after one thing after one thing after another thing, when does one hurdle after another hurdle cease? When does it cease? And I'm just getting the energy of a Libra that's been dealing with strife, conflict, opposition, difficulty, obstacle. It's been one roadblock after another roadblock after another roadblock, and you just can't catch a break, and you feel like you can't catch a break, and you don't know when this is going to calm down. You don't know, and you're tired. You're just tired, Libra. You're just tired. You're tired. And I feel you, and I feel it, and you just want to take a break. You just want life to steady out, even if it's only for a bit. Just life, please give me a moment. Like, please give me a second to catch up. It's just been constant. And I get it, Libra, and you're tired, and you don't know when this is going to end. You don't know when this is going to stop, and you may be in your head about it. You may be feeling uncertain. You don't know when life is going to work in your favor, when the stars, the planetary alignments, the cosmos, God, the universe, when are you going to have your season of blessings? When are you going to have your season of stability? When are you going to have your season of calmness and just serene and peace? And not for a day and not for a week, but can I get at least a span of peace, calm, serenity, and just some quiet, right? Life to be a bit quiet instead of constant hurdles and battles and conflicts and strife. And mind you, Libra, for some of you, this may be in multiple areas of your life. For others of you, this may be in one specific area, or it may feel like one area is always giving you trouble, conflict, chaos, and issue. I get you. But I got to revert this back to you. You know why I got to revert this back to you? And this is why I said I'm not going to cash this check that you're trying to write. Meaning, I get how you're feeling, but I'm not going to subscribe to that. I will validate how you feel, Libra, because you absolutely have every right to feel like life is not working in your favor right now, or a situation is not working in your favor. You have every right, and I feel you, and I feel that, and I sympathize, and I empathize with you. But I will not subscribe to that, because you know why? I'll tell you why, Libra. I just heard you don't know who the F you are. Meaning, you have the ability to change your circumstances and turn circumstances around. However, there are certain circumstances, Libra, that you may be going through that are out of your control, that life just may be throwing at you or just delivering to you. And even if you know who you are, certain things you just can't change. The energy is happening, right? But again, I go back to, it doesn't matter because you know who you are. Yes, certain circumstances or situations and things in our life that are throwing us hurdles, throwing us conflict, throwing us chaos. Yes, you may not be able to handle, or you may not be able to control those situations, but you can control how you respond and how you react to those situations. Now, this has been completely channeled, but I am going to hone in really quick because we do have the Empress here. And we got the King of Swords here. Both of your energies. Both of your energies. And the Justice. So you're here on this table 3 times. 3 times over. So everything and that I'm talking to you about, Libra, comes back to you. Again, maybe not the circumstances, but how you react and how you respond to it. This is where positive positioning comes in, and this is where this King of Swords comes in, even though it's in the reverse. What doesn't work for you and what doesn't serve you, that's causing you conflict, chaos, or issue, has to go. The situations that you have control over eliminating, you have to remove them from your life, instead of wondering why are things hard for me, or why is life doing this. If you have the ability to control those certain circumstances, get rid of them. Get rid of them. You don't need it. If it's causing you more internal conflict than it is peace, you don't need it. It got to go. It has to go. And then secondly, even the situations that you can't fully control, Libra, you have the ability, again, to control how you respond and react to it, but also you have the ability to positively position those situations. Why is life happening for me and not to me, instead of to me and not for me? This is where it starts in the mind, and you are an air sign, and I think in your mind here, Libra, there's a lot of feeling frustrated and disappointed and things of that nature. And I know sometimes it's like, well, how could this be for me? Or how could this certain circumstance work out in my benefit or in my favor? How could I even positively position this situation when I get it. I promise you, you are preaching to the choir here, Libra. I absolutely get it. But what Spirit is asking you during this full moon in Leo, and if you haven't experienced this yet, you will experience this energy throughout full moon in Leo. But what Spirit is asking you here, Libra, is that you have to be very decisive. King of Swords in the reverse. You have to be very decisive about how you handle. Somebody's name starts with a J. I'm sorry, I didn't mean go off. Super left field. Somebody's name starts with a J here. Somebody's name starts with a J here, and I'm picking up like Orange Fanta. I don't know who drinks Orange Fanta, but J and that for me, oddly. Whether it's first, middle, last initial. And I'm getting something about a Kia. So I don't know if somebody's looking at buying a Kia, somebody has a Kia, somebody may need to get a new car and they may end up with a Kia. But Kia is present here as well. But Libra, it's all about how you respond to it and not react to it. And yes, I know life has been throwing you brick after brick, and it feels like conflict after conflict, or in a specific area, just a constant uphill and upheaval battle. But it comes back to you. You are the organizer, the strategizer, the planner. You are the deliberator, and you are the decider. You are the judge, and you are the jury of your life. If it's not working out, or if you're having areas in your life that's giving you conflict and issues, that's where you need to put all of this mental stimulation and power that you hold within you. That's your ability. That's your superpower to great use, and start breaking all this SHIT that's going on in your life, or that will happen in your life, down, and eliminating piece by piece by piece what doesn't work for you, and then reestablishing new things in your life that will work for you in place. Okay? Libra, I love you. You definitely have an interesting full moon coming up here. I love you. I love you. Don't forget that, all right? Bye. Hey, Scorpio, Mariah here. So I'm going to get into your reading for the full moon in Leo, which starts on February 16th. For all of these signs, Leo through Cancer, all 12 zodiac signs, I've been fully channeling the messages, right? So I am going to pull cards, but the messages that come through the cards are completely channeled from Spirit and the Divine to you. So, what does our Scorpios need to know for the full moon in Leo, Spirit? One last card. One last card. We got the Emperor in the reverse, Hierophant, 9 of Pentacles, and what's the last one here? Nope, some just told me to look at the bottom. Your card, Rebirth, which is the death. Thank you, Spirit. So you're present. You're present. And I like this energy. Okay. I just heard kick ass and take names. Okay. Scorpio. This time period for the Leo full moon is all about you. It's all about you. This is a very transformative time period. Especially, too, because I know we have the nodal axis shifts that happened not too long ago to Taurus, Scorpio. This period is going to be a transformative, some area. This goes two ways. Let me just break it down because I'm just getting messages. This goes two ways. There's something either in your life that's going to be changing, transforming, or transitioning for one of you. There may be somebody transitioning over during this time period, so I send you my condolences in advance. Please all do not get scared and worried about that. This is only if you know somebody is in that period of potentially transitioning over, okay? For all of you or most of you, what this more so feels like, there's going to be a transition happening within you. And I love this transition for you, Scorpio. And the reason why I love this transition for you is because in this specific transition that's happening to you, which is really happening for you, I don't know if I want to say what I just heard because it's a little spicy. So I'm just going to say it really low. You're not with the fuck shit. Right? You're not with the BS. You're not with the BS. You don't want to deal with BS. You don't. And I know most people don't, right? That's something that's common. Most people don't. But there's something that has transformed you, Scorpio. Either it has happened or this will be happening during the full moon in Leo. Something's transforming you on the inside where you have an even further sense or further grounding of who you are, what you are, your virtues, your morals, your integrity, how you align yourself with your core values, your purpose, your mission, all of those things. See, the thing about you here, Scorpio, you're elevating. Somebody here that's a Scorpio is meant to be a wise teacher. And I'm not saying that because the Hierophant is here, but somebody has a vast array of knowledge, whether it's life experience or it's scholastically. But it more so feels like life experience with this death here on the bottom. Somebody has a vast array of knowledge where they are being shifted internally to prepare themselves to be this, if you will, wise leader, this wise counsel, this wise teacher. Scorpio, let me be honest and real with you. I'm sorry that I keep pointing at you, but I just feel it. Let me be honest with you. You are one of the most, if not the most, badass signs. And I mean that because you go through so many different life phases within one lifetime that from the time you're born to the time you've died, you've probably lived multiple lives over in one lifetime. But because, Scorpio, you have lived multiple lives over in one lifetime, think about how much knowledge you have. How much knowledge you have, how much knowledge you harness, and how much power in that information and in that wisdom specifically that you have, where you're able to then, Scorpio, pass that knowledge, that wisdom, and that information over to others. Not everybody wants to be in a position of speaking or being in a position of public service or assistance. I get it. But even if it's on a smaller scale with family, friends, people in your community, etc., there's something here, Scorpio, where this time period of the full moon in Leo is going to allow you to not only continue to transform yourself, but you're going to get a further strengthening of your identity. Your identity is further being crafted. Your identity is being further harnessed. You're going into a new life cycle. That's what this feels like. Again, you lived multiple lives in one lifetime. You're going into a new era of a new life in this one lifetime. And in this new era that you're going into, Scorpio, not only do you have so much wisdom, knowledge, and information that could really allow people to progress and advance in life, but this new era that you're going into, you're more confident, self-assured, you're more reassured, you're more in alignment with your soul, but also the soul, the growth your soul is meant to take in this lifetime. So you're taking this route, whether it's intentionally or unintentionally, to your highest soul's calling. And that's what happens with Scorpios. You guys constantly transition. But in this transition, Scorpio, and I mean this, If you were to turn your pain into profit, if you were to turn your knowledge, your wisdom, your information into profit, not saying you're doing it in the intention of making money, but even doing it out of the intention of wanting to be of assistance to others or to help others or be that guiding voice that you may have not received or you may have not had or you may have not experienced. As a byproduct, it will bear fruits of finances, great finances, strong financial stability, strong financial security, strong financial buying power. You have the ability, because you've lived multiple lives in one life, to use that wisdom and information to help transform other people's lives. And in the process of that, it transforms your life financially. Use this time period wisely, Scorpio. Okay? I love you. Be safe. Bye. Hey Sagittarius, Mariah here. So I'm going to go ahead and get into your full moon reading in the sign of Leo, which actually starts on February 16th. So we're going to pull out the cards for you, all 12 signs, Leo through Cancer. The messages have been completely channeled, so I am going to pull cards, but the messages that come through will be channeled. All right? So 1 second. All right, Sagittarius, let's get into it. Spirit guides, angels, ancestors, what does Sagittarius need to know for the full moon in Leo? Devil. What does Sagittarius need to know for the full moon in Leo? Queen of Cups. Okay. Sagittarius. You know, it's so crazy. Do you know, I'm just going to kind of break this down for you a little bit. Do you know the behind the scenes of Sagittarius, right? As far as I don't want to say mythology, but they say for Sagittarius, when you actually look at the archetype for a Sagittarius, right? And it's the archer. The archer never shoots its arrow while facing the sun because it can't see. So Sagittarius has to kind of turn away from the sun to then shoot its arrow where it needs to go because it can't shoot directly into the sun. Its line of sight will be blinded. The reason why I'm highlighting this for you, Sagittarius, is because this is the one thing people tend to get screwed up about you guys, because they always think that you're flighty and you're fun and you're this and that and all over the place and energetic and always on the go and adventurous. Trust me, some of those things are definitely true. Some of those things maybe not so much, stereotypes, right? But the one thing about Sagittarius that people never tend to really get is that you guys have to deal with a lot of darkness. Why? Because when you shoot that arrow, you have to be in the dark because you can't shoot in the light. You deal with a lot of darkness that a lot of people don't see. You deal with a lot of darkness that a lot of people don't recognize. You deal with a lot of darkness that a lot of people could never really fathom. Honestly, Sagittarius, you're probably one of these signs, if not the sign outside of Scorpio, that deals with the most darkness. But a lot of people would never know or guess or put two and two together. They typecast you as a certain specific way. And this can even expand past talking about the archetype for Sagittarius, right? Your family, friends, lovers, people that rely on you. They expect you to show up a certain way. They expect you to be a certain way. Sagittarius, you're always in some way, shape, or form, just like Leo's, always expected to be the light, always expected to be the fun one, always expected to be the one that, you know, has this strength and that always keeps pushing and always keeps persevering and always keep moving. But a lot of times, a lot of people don't see that you wear a lot of pain, a lot of darkness on your back. You carry a lot of this on your back. And I'm highlighting this for you, Sagittarius, because, again, you're used to darkness. Just people don't know that. The thing about it is sometimes that darkness or those darker elements can consume us. Anybody, I don't care if you're the most spiritual person, we still have those elements of darkness within us, right? You got to have the shadow to have the light. For you specifically, Sagittarius, during this full moon that will be in Leo, some of your darker elements will come to the surface, whether these are your own behaviors, patterns, or conditionings, or you may deal with darker elements of life. Maybe there may be some dark situations you have to go through or endure, whether it is in love, life, family, career, finances, etc. All of you will vary. But you're going to be going through a specific dark period here during this full moon in Leo. Don't let it consume you. Don't let the waves of this energy pull you under and keep you in that dark. It's okay to review the dark and understand it, but you also got to know when to release it and come out to the light. So if this plays out in a circumstance, a situation, whether this is external or people that you're dealing with, you have to understand what's happening in that situation, whether you have to forgive, release, or cut it off, and then point your arrow, shoot it, and move back towards the light. Because the thing about your specific energy here, Sagittarius, is that there is so much within you that people don't see. But even more than that, there's so much for you to accomplish. There's so much that you have your sights set on. And the thing about it is you have all of the power, you have all of the energy to really harness your best self. And that's what you want to do, and that's what some of you are trying to do, and that's the energy some of you are in. But because of this darker element or energy that may be coming towards you during this full moon in Leo, don't lose sight, don't lose hope, and don't lose faith of who you truthfully are. Don't lose sight, don't lose faith of the path that you're walking down, because Sagittarius within you, you're so many kings and you're so many queens wrapped into one person. You embody so much power. You embody and harness so much energy for the better. And you have the ability, Sagittarius, to change not only the trajectory of your life, but the trajectory of other people's lives. Because not only of how nurturing and caring and sentimental and sweet you can be, but also how fiery and how ambitious and how passionate you can be. But also, a lot of people don't give you credit for this. You can be a very stable person. I'll give it up to you. You can. That may not be your top of the list of things, but definitely, Sagittarius, you have the ability to be very stable and to create a legacy and to create a future and create the finances that you want, the lifestyle that you want. You have the ability to harness so many different energies, but you may feel a bit down during this Leo moon. You may feel a bit down during this Leo moon, and I have to just kind of go there, Sagittarius. I'm just hearing generational curse. Some of you may feel like you have been passed down a generational curse, and you are the one to really break that, Sagittarius. You have the capability to break any generational curses that have been passed down to you through your lineage. And it requires you, yes, to view the dark and shadow sides of this generational curse, but to break out of it is to view it, because you have to be self-aware of how it's impacting you. And by you now feeling like you may have a generational curse, or you've been passed along this generational curse, you have to see how it has really affected your timeline in life, and then how you can change the trajectory of that, because you harness all of the energies within you to change this and to break any change and to break these generational curses that you may be facing, or that you may feel like was dealt to you or handed to you by the universe, or just through bloodline and lineage. You can absolutely do so, Sagittarius. Just understand that you can absolutely break any curses or any boundaries that are coming your way. But during this full moon in Leo, you may feel like it's a trying time. You may feel like, I just heard the devil's on your back. I don't want to be religious in any context, but yeah, that's just what I heard, that the devil's on your back, or there may be some unknown or unseen forces working against you, and that's why I'm getting this generational curse. But you're not cursed. You're not cursed, and you've never been cursed. No. You've never been cursed, Sagittarius. That's really perception. You have the ability to break out of any perception or any curse you may feel that was passed to you, because you harness all of the energy within you to do so. And you got this during this full moon in Leo. So Sagittarius, I love you. Be safe. Bye. Hey Capricorn, Mariah here. So I'm going to go ahead and get into your Leo full moon reading. So for each sign, Leo through Cancer, all 12 zodiac signs, I'm going to pull cards here, but the messages that come through are completely channeled. Please understand that. I will not be reading the cards, tarot as normal here. Everything will be completely channeled. So what does Capricorn need to know for this Leo full moon that starts on the 16th of February, right? So what does Capricorn need to know? 6 of air, Knight of air in the reverse, which is a Knight of Swords in reverse, Six of Swords in the upright. What else does my Capricorns need to know? Two of Swords as a challenge, Eight of Pentacles. What's going on, Capricorn? What's going on? And actually, I just found out recently I have a Capricorn stellium. Sun, Mercury, and Venus. Right? But what's going on? And I mean that in all sincerity, Capricorn. Because this energy feels a little wonky. Something feels really disjointed about this. So if I'm feeling something that's disjointed, there's something disjointed in your life currently. It comes down to your, either this has to do with your work, or this has to do with some form of stability, or something that you've been working on, or something that you've been wanting to work on, or something that you have been working on. Or again, it just falls back to the basic level of stability. You want to move on from something. You haven't, either you either want to move towards something, or you're wanting to move on from something, or move away from something, or move again towards something. You haven't either spoken to many people about this, if anyone, and you're undecided. You don't know what to do. But what's dimming your fire here? What's dimming your ability to be decisive here? What's dimming your ability to make a firm decision and say, this is how I'll proceed, or this is how I will not proceed? Something here is blocking you, Capricorn. You're too much in your head about something. And I don't understand. I just want to hug you. If I'm being serious, I just want to hug you. Maybe that's my Cancer Sun, Moon, and not Sun, Moon, but Sun, Mercury, and Venus in Capricorn. I just want to hug you. I don't know. I do. Because there's something here that it's like, I can just visualize like a Capricorn, literally the actual archetype for Capricorn, the sea goat. I can just see that Capricorn image in a corner, almost in like a fetal position, not knowing what to do. Not saying that's what you're doing, and that's not saying that's how you're operating, but it's the energy of like, fuck, what do I do? What do I do? There's a sense of you, the self-soothing is here. Self-soothing. I just heard self-medicating, so if any of you are self-medicating to kind of deal with anxiety, stress, PTSD, panic attacks, please just be careful with what you take. Because now I'm hearing self-medication again, or self-medicating, even if it's not with some form of pills. It could be with alcohol. It could be with entertainment. It could be with, shopping. It could be with, procrastinating and blowing off work, or watching and binging TV, whatever it is that you're doing to self-soothe. There's some distraction here that you're trying to use to alleviate needing to make a decision, but you just keep prolonging this decision, or you keep prolonging action you need to take, Capricorn, and you just have to take it. But there's this energy of you feeling like, I don't know if I should, or I don't know if I should go towards this, or if I don't know if I should leave from this. You're in limbo. You're in limbo, man, and I don't know why. And that's the only thing, because all of you will be different. So I can't tell you you're in limbo because of X, Y, and Z. I can just tell you that you're in limbo. There's no need to be, though. During this full moon in Leo, Capricorn, you're going to continue to feel in limbo. But I'm just getting the energy and feeling of, you got to decide quickly, though. Time is not going to wait around for you. I know you as a Capricorn can be a bit more methodical and maybe slower in approach. You want to make sure that the decision that you make, you are solid, you are confident, you are secure in that decision. That is a decision that you can say to somebody, right, wrong, or indifferent, I chose this decision because it made sense to me for these specific reasons. And that's kind of how you're approaching this, where you want to be 100% sure or feel very confident before deciding to go towards something or to leave something. Again, whether this is at work or whether this is just a baseline of stability, right? This could be stability in a household or a relationship or a partnership, friendship, anything like that, right? That's just at the minimum baseline. And you want to be very confident. You want to be very assured. But again, time is not going to wait for you, Capricorn. And that's something I just got to emphasize for you from Spirit. Time's not going to wait for you. Time doesn't wait for me. Time waits for nobody. You need to decide. So during this period of the full moon, it's like Spirit is giving you some grace. All right. Spirit's giving you additional time, giving you grace. Make a decision. During this time period, figure out what decision you make. But once this full moon in Leo ends, Capricorn, if you don't make a decision, the universe is going to make it for you. And that's PS from the universe. Right? If you don't make a decision, the universe will make that decision for you. And it's always better to, while you have some sense of control of the situation, to be a part of that decision-making process versus allowing the universe to make that decision for you, because it may not bring or result in the outcome you're looking for. This isn't the time or season to procrastinate or prolong making a decision here, Capricorn, okay? Just know I love you. Be safe during this full moon in Leo. You got this. Time to make a decision. Either you're going to move towards something or you're going to leave something behind, but you got to make a decision, okay? All right, bye. All right, so hey Aquarius, Mariah here. I'm going to go ahead and get into your full moon in Leo reading, which actually starts on February 16th. So we're going to see what's happening for you during this time period. Just like you, along with all the other 12 zodiac signs, the messages that I've been pulling have been completely channeled messages. I'm not reading tarot as usual. I am going to pull some cards to use as a channeling tool. But again, all the messages that come through are directly from Spirit to you with love, right? So for my Aquariuses, what do they need to know for this full moon in Leo? Last card. Okay, I'm not taking all the... something said too. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the Hermit. 5 of Swords in reverse. 2 of Cups in the reverse. Knight of Pentacles. 8 of Wands in the reverse. 4 of Swords in the reverse. Strength in the reverse. Magician in the reverse. And 7 of Swords in the reverse. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the Hermit. And then right underneath that is the 10 of Cups. Don't be at an unrest, Aquarius. Do not be at an unrest. And I say this, whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, there's some sense of unrest here. And I say that because there's some sense of disconnect here. You're disconnected from somebody, whether this is romantically or platonically or I don't know what this may be for you. You're just in a sense of disconnect. You're done. You've given what you can give. The thing about you, Aquarius, a lot of people don't give you credit for being actually really emotional. You are. You don't show it. Because with Aquarius, the thing about you guys, you detach yourself from your emotions and you observe them, right? So you can kind of pull yourself out of a circumstance and look at it from a bird's eye view, and you will analyze your emotions instead of necessarily feeling them. But you still feel those things, right? You still have the emotions, but you look at it from a more analytical perspective of, why am I feeling this way? Why is this happening for me? You try to understand your emotions versus like me as a Cancer or water sign, where we go through the flow of the emotions. During this time period here, Aquarius, not only are you observing your emotions, but you're feeling them too. This is not the most comfortable energy, but it brings the most beautiful outcome. Because with you feeling and observing your emotions, you're gaining a greater understanding or sense of thyself and of oneself. And you are assessing and reviewing the situations, and I just heard situationship, so somebody may have been in a situationship. But the situations when it comes to love, family, or just, this has to do with partnerships with people, working with people, being with people. You're observing maybe a specific relationship or connection or dynamic, or maybe multiple. What has served you and what hasn't, and how did you deceive yourself? That's the bigger picture here. How did you deceive yourself by allowing people in? See, you already have this detached energy. So when you allow somebody into the actual heart space, oh, you feel it and you mean it, because you don't allow entry to that space. You don't allow easy access to that space. You don't allow people to really pull and tug on the heartstrings. So when somebody has access to do so, you know, Aquarius, that you really have emotion or feeling, or you have some sense of care, sense of duty, or sense of responsibility to that person, or you just, again, allowed your heart to be awakened or open to that person, and you genuinely care for them. So when there is a sense of something that goes awry, or there's some form of deception or some form of misbehavior or mistreatment by that person you let into the heart space, you take it very personally, because from the beginning, you don't naturally do that. So when you give somebody the benefit of the doubt, or you give somebody the opportunity, or you give somebody the chance to come into the heart space and they misuse it, abuse it, or mistreat it, you really take it personally, and you have every right because of how you naturally operate, where you don't really let people in that close. And that's what this feels like, Aquarius. So during this time period of the full moon, during this time period of the full moon, your energy is retracted. Your energy is removed from whoever it is that you've dealt with or whatever circumstance you dealt with. And you're going within during this time period. During this time period of the full moon to really assess what is it that will bring you ultimate fulfillment on a emotional level, where if you do let somebody in, again, whether this is romantically or platonically, when you do let somebody in, you're getting the outcomes, or it's yielding the results that you're looking for. You're reassessing your own boundaries, your own standards, and your own, if you will, entry for people to come into your life. You're recalibrating yourself during this time period of the full moon in Leo. You're recalibrating your energy to now put yourself more in alignment with either the kind of relationships or people that you could actually allow into the heart space, and it produces the outcomes you are looking for, or produces the kind of expectations you may have set or that you may feel. But this time period during the Leo full moon is going to be a very quiet, very subtle time. Not much really happening outside of processing, assessing, analyzing, and doing soul searching. What is best for Aquarius? What is best for me? What is best in alignment for me? What is it that I truthfully need? What is it that I truthfully desire? What kind of relationships, what kind of people, or what kind of circumstances do I want to be in that really will yield me and benefit me in the best way possible? Not in the selfish way, but in the way of you actually receive some form of return on your investment, instead of letting somebody into the heart space, having them misuse it, and now you feel like you let somebody in, or you let people in, and you are the one that's receiving the short end of the stick. No more of that. No more. So Aquarius, lovely energy, very beautiful energy, but you're changing during this full moon in Leo. You're doing a lot of soul searching, and you got this, okay? Aquarius, I love you. You be safe. All right, bye. Hey Pisces, Mariah here. So I'm going to go ahead and get into your full moon in Leo reading, which actually starts on February 16th. So we're going to see what's happening in your life. All of the messages from your sign through Cancer, Leo, etc. have been completely channeled. Yours will be too, right? So I'm going to use my cards as a channeling tool, but again, the messages are completely from spirit to you with love, right? So for my Pisces, what do they need to know about this full moon in Leo? One more. What does Pisces need to know? Thank you. Strength in reverse, Seven of Swords in the reverse, King of Swords in the reverse, and the Four of Wands. Bottom of the deck is the World in the reverse. I just got to point this out because this Devil is in the reverse right underneath this World. it just came to my mind, Pisces, what I just heard. I literally just thought of Kanye West. And if you've been on social media any time this past week, you know how he's been like all over trying to get Kim back and all of these crazy Instagram posts. And that's immediately what I just thought of. And the reason why I'm going towards this specific energy here, Pisces, is because there's somebody or a circumstance or a situation that was just not good for you. It did not benefit you. It did not serve you at all. It did not make you feel good at a certain point, right? Some situation was a very trickery, toxic, and I know we throw that around, but it wasn't the best. It wasn't the best situation for you, or at least it started. If it wasn't that way the entire time, at some point it became a situation that really wasn't the best any longer. You've released this. I'm not really picking up your specific energy here, Pisces. Spirit's having me talk about an energy that's surrounding you. So I'm going to talk through you to somebody else that's in your energy, Pisces. There's somebody else here in your midst that I'm talking to. Because whoever this is that's in your energy, they haven't fully closed things out, or they haven't forgotten about you. They haven't forgotten about you. There's something in their energy that's still holding on to you, even if you and this person have not talked, or it doesn't have to be romantic. This could be platonic. But even if you two haven't talked, even if you two haven't spoken, even if this person, I'm just getting succubus, there's a leeching energy here. Pisces, if you've been having, especially you Pisces, because you're very intuitive, you're very in tune, you're very sharp. If you still have been feeling the energy of somebody or something or someone lingering around you, it's because they are. It's because their energy is still hovering around you, because I'm speaking to somebody else here instead of you. And I'm asking to speak to you, but Spirit's guiding me towards somebody else. There's somebody else energetically around your presence. You know, there are certain mystics that can actually pick up energies, or that can sense energies, or that can feel energies around certain people, right? If you were to meet one of these mystics and they were to meet you in person in real life, they would be able to pick up somebody's energy hovering over you. And this isn't like a passed away loved one. This is somebody that's still current day present, but their energy, they haven't cut the cord from you, Pisces. And the thing about this is, you're moving towards your stability or comfortability, or you may have just been doing your own thing. Maybe you've been at home because it's the winter time if you're in North America. You may have been home, just spending time with your family or your friends, or just doing your own thing, doing your own Pisces thing, whatever that may look like, right? You may be feeling good to some degree. You may just be focusing on, further building your sense of security in the household or your stability. Some of you may be focusing on a home or focusing on furnishing a home. Whatever it is here for you, you're doing something around the home. Or you're at home, you're spending time with family at home, your kids, your dogs, your pets, etc. Somebody else's energy is hovering over you. Their energy is still going to be hovering over yours during this full moon in Leo. You've released this, but this energy hasn't released you. There's still a portal open between you and somebody that has to be closed. It has to be closed. And I can feel that you can feel this person's energy. So Pisces, you may have had a dream of this person. You can still feel them. You may wonder, why are you thinking about this person still, or why you can't shake this person's energy. You may be wondering, when is this person's energy going to get up off you? Maybe you've tried to do cord cutting spells or rituals, or doing the moon rituals, or maybe you've prayed on it. You've tried to write affirmations or whatever you do to try to release and relinquish energy. Even if you haven't gone to those extremes, but you may have prayed about it, like, Spirit, please let this person's energy go. This person has a hold on you, though. I don't know who this is. I'm not a fan of it, because it doesn't need to be here. And the reason why I'm not a fan of it, because their energy is so strong, I feel like I need to speak to them, and that I am speaking to them more than I am speaking to you. That's a problem, because this person isn't in your life. And with this devil energy being here, this person wasn't a good influence, or they didn't make a good impact on your life, or they caused some form of disruption, chaos, issue, conflict, strife, etc. But their energy is so prevalent, attached to you, that it shouldn't be. And I don't know why it is, Pisces. I don't know who this is for you. I'm not sure who this is for you, but it has to go. And if you've done everything in your power to release this energy, Pisces, you may have to, whether it's going to an energy healer, whether it's going to a Reiki master, whether it's, maybe finding or searching other ways to relinquish and release energy that you may have not tried, you're going to have to do it. Somebody got a stronghold on you. Somebody's energy, and this is somebody that's still present, living today. Somebody's energy still, it has a stronghold on you. And I see you trying to move on and do your own thing and be in your own element, in your own zone, in your own world. But there's this feeling that even with you trying to move forward and do your own thing, that you still can't shake whoever energy this is. And during this Leo full moon, you're still going to feel this energy. Even if you are continuing to push yourself further and further away from this person or from this energy, they still got a stronghold on you. They still have a stronghold on you. So Pisces, in regards to this, yeah, that's it. So in regards to this, Pisces, there's things that you can do. I'm always honest. There's no advice that I can say to you that would be one size fits all. All of you Pisces that are experiencing this just needs to do X, Y, and Z, and you can eliminate this energy, because all of you are feeling the energies in different ways, on different frequencies. And depending on the circumstance, some it may be easier to shake it off, and some it's going to be very hard. So that's why I say I recommend looking into maybe external resources to help release this energy, whether it is, even if you don't go to a spiritual practitioner, even if it's going to therapy or a clinician to really talk verbally out about what has happened so you can fully try to push that energy out of you, or whether it is going through a spiritual practitioner or applying spiritual practices to release it. But you gotta, whoever this is, it has to go. I don't like this energy. Pisces, I love you. I don't mean to leave the reading here, but that's really all I can say on that. Somebody's energy here is really on you, Pisces. I love you. I do. I really do love you. And you got this, okay? Bye. Hey Aries, Mariah here. So I'm going to go ahead and get into your Leo full moon, which starts on February 16th. For all the signs, all 12 of them, I've been channeling the messages directly from Spirit. You are no different. We're going to channel your messages. I'm just using my cards as a tool to channel. And then from there, all of the messages are coming from Spirit with love. So let's get into it. What does Aries need to know in regards to this full moon in Leo? What does my Aries need to know in regards to this full moon in Leo? So we got the Page of Wands, the Chariot, in the reverse. Page of Wands, Chariot in the reverse, Two of Swords, Justice, Nine of Wands, Hangman in the reverse. I just heard Crossroads. You know what else I heard? If you're familiar with the old 90s group Bone Thugs and Harmony, that's immediately the song that I'm now hearing. Crossroads. Okay, Spirit, I got you. So, Aries, this kind of breaks down very simple. I think a lot of times, though, we tend to complicate things more than they should. But this is really simple. What do you need to do? Sometimes the simplest questions can be the most complex. What do you need to do? What do you need to do? What's right for you? What's fair for you? What's balanced and what's just for you? I'm asking you, right? Honestly, sincerely. What's right, balanced, fair, and just for you? Because it feels like, Aries, you're moving towards a direction, or you have been moving in a direction towards something that you're wanting to accomplish or go after or achieve. But it almost feels like there's a sense of a force here. There's a sense of maybe forcing something to happen to you. So let me break this down, right? Because I know that can seem a little convoluted or a little, out of left field. Say, for example, here, Aries, there's a business that you want to get off the ground. And things are just kind of a hurdle after a hurdle after a hurdle. And you're just like, okay, well, I have to push through. I got to keep pushing through. I got to keep pushing forward. I got to make this work. Because mind you, you're cardinal energy, right? Just like me, I'm a Cancer. We're cardinal energies. I see you. We're cousins in that respect. We don't give up. Whatever we set our mind to or our line of sight on, we will go towards it. We will move towards it. We want to accomplish it. I don't want that stuff done yesterday. I want it done today. Or I don't want this stuff done tomorrow. I want it done today. I want it done now. I need this done now. I need to start achieving this now. I need to get this business up off the ground now. I need to make this happen I need to have this move. Whatever your line of sight is on here, Aries, you're wanting to make it happen now. You're wanting to, but there's a sense of potentially forcing it. And the reason why I'm saying that is because there may have been hurdles, obstacles, some form of blockages here in regards to where it is you're trying to go. Or it may feel like once you push past one blockage, here comes another blockage, right? And it's like you're still with this determination and this drive and this ambition. You're still trying to push ahead. You're still trying to push forward. You're still trying to push forth as best as you can. Aries, slow down. Slow down. And I know that's not your forte, but I got to be honest. You got to slow down. And the reason why I'm telling you to slow down a little bit here is because those blockages you keep experiencing, they're not happening for a certain reason. See, things that are truthfully meant for us, yes, they may still come with their set of own obstacles, but you don't have to force it. You won't have to try hard. You won't have to feel like you have to put all this oomph into it. Things will actually align and fall into place naturally and gracefully. So if you keep dealing with roadblocks or hurdles or obstacles going towards a specific goal that you got your line of sight on, and it's not panning out for you in a graceful, smooth manner, again, despite any hurdles or obstacles that may come up, you should be able to smoothly get past them in some way, shape, or form. If it feels like a constant block, I got past this block, now it's another block. The universe is trying to tell you something, Aries, but there's a sense of being so driven and so determined and having your line of sight on something so badly that you're not noticing the warning signals Spirit is trying to give you. These blockages are not happening for you for no reason. They're not happening for you for no reason. These blockages are coming up to say, hey, Aries, you might want to take a different route. You might want to recalibrate your plan. You may want to do things a bit differently here because the way you're going about it and you keep dealing with these blocks, I'm trying to tell you, Aries, that the way you're handling this or the way you're going about this or even the actual goal itself is not really meant for you, or the way you're going about it is not really meant to be gone about that way. Take a step back, recalibrate, and then try to reapproach it, or take a step back, recalibrate, and really assess, hey, if I keep getting hit with blockage after blockage after blockage after blockage, is this truthfully meant for me? But there's this drive you got, which I appreciate and I admire so much. But there's this drive that you have that's so set and so determined. Strong Mars energy, right? Your planet ruler. So determined that you're going to make it happen by any means necessary, and that is even potentially ignoring the warning signals the universe and Spirit is trying to send you. Don't do it, because you are going to start feeling frustrated and disappointed, and then at some point you may end up just giving up altogether because now it's too much of an obstacle or too much of a hassle or too much of an uphill battle. Spirit's saying you don't have to. Don't force it. Don't force it here, Aries. Take a step back, take a little breather. I get it. You're driven and you're determined and you want to get something going. But take a step back and fully assess if you keep getting hit with blocks. Is the universe trying to tell me something? Or if I keep getting hit with blocks, is this the route that I really need to continue to take? Do I need to scrap the plan and make a whole new plan, or do I need to recalibrate my current plan so that way things can fall into place a bit easier, a bit smoother? Because again, what's meant for you, doesn't matter what goal, project, ambition, whatever you got your line of sight on, what's meant for you will actually fall into place very gracefully. And that's how you know the universe has its hand in helping you. But if the universe keeps giving you blockages, the universe is helping you, but it's trying to redirect you to maybe either stop or take a look at how you're handling things and reassess how you're handling things and try to come at it at a different approach. Okay? Aries, I love you to pieces. It's been an absolute pleasure to read for you. Thank you so much. Love you. Love you. You got this. You got this. All right. Bye. All right, Taurus. Such a pleasure to have you here. So we're getting into the full moon reading in Leo, which actually starts on February 16th. So, I've done Leo through Aries. Now it's your turn. All of the readings have been completely channeled messages. So I'm just going to use my cards as a tool to channel, and we're going to go from there. All of the messages are from Spirit with Love. So let's see for my Tauruses. What does Taurus need to know? Spirit. What does Taurus need to know for this full moon in Leo? One last one. Nope, that was it. Okay. We got the Ace of Cups in the reverse, the Lovers, Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, the Wheel of Fortune, Two of Cups in the reverse, and the Devil. Bottom of the deck is the Eight of Pentacles. Okay. You know what I'm hearing? Oh my gosh, I'm just like a walking jukebox. There's it's like an old 80s song, maybe 70s. No, it's 80s. It's 80s, definitely. I'm not going to sing it because I cannot sing, but it's solid as a rock. I know that's not very descriptive, but that's how I go. It's an old R&B 80s song that says solid as a rock. Dun, dun, dun. But that's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. Taurus, this is a really, okay, this is a really interesting energy. It's a really interesting energy here, Taurus. Something's coming in for you. Something's coming in for you. But your discernment is required. Your discernment, your need to discern somebody's intention, somebody's motivation, somebody's actions, somebody's intentions. You need to have your discernment on point. Because there is somebody or something coming towards you where I have to say, all glitter is not gold. Just because it's covered in gold doesn't mean that it's still not some poop. Right? I'm not going to say the S word, but doesn't mean that it's still not. That's the energy I'm getting here. And the reason why I'm saying I like this energy, because if you can use your discernment, if you can truthfully use your discernment for what's good for you and what's not good for you, you actually will come out of this full moon in Leo in a very solid, stable situation. And I love this. You're almost being tested during this full moon in Leo. You are. Whether this is, and this feels like it has to do with love for you specifically, Taurus. Whether this is a new connection, an old connection, you're dealing with two people. Maybe you're single now, but at the end of the Leo full moon, you're talking to two people, or you may be talking to one person right now and somebody else comes into your life. You're going to be dealing with two people, and even if it's not romantic, this could be in a platonic manner, right? Whether it's friends, family, etc. There's two people, specifically two people. Let the energies play out, especially if you aren't dealing with anybody. Let the energies play out. But there's two people that you are going to be dealing with here, Taurus. And you have to use your discernment to decide who is good for you, what's the good option, what's the good choice, and what's not the so good choice. What's no mas, no bueno, what is you don't want to deal with. But you're going to have to decide, and you're going to have to make a decision, and you're going to have to be very decisive and use your discernment very sharply when it comes to this, because again, there's somebody here that's a hot pile of poop covered in gold paint and sparkles and sprinkles, and there's somebody that's just genuinely a good person, that's genuinely a good suit, that's genuinely a good fit. Both of these people are being brought into your life, or you're connecting with both of these people for a specific reason, for a higher purpose. There's a purpose that you and both of these people share. There's a past life here that I'm picking up. Oh my God, now we're going into this. Okay. There's a past life that you share with both of these people. It's almost like the story of Adam and Eve, right? That's kind of what I'm feeling here. But you have the choice to either bite the apple or not bite the apple. Whoever these people are, again, you shared a past life with both suitors or both family members or both friends, etc. Whatever. It's a strong soulmate energy. These are your soulmates. But there's a soulmate that's meant to be in your life for the long term, for greater purposes of longevity. There is a higher mission for you and somebody to accomplish in this lifetime. And the other person is definitely a soulmate, but they're meant to be in your life for soul ascension and soul transcendence. They're meant to be in your life to continue your own personal growth and evolution, but they're not meant to spend forever with. Again, there's a need for you to use your discernment. Because if one of these people, and I'm just going to speak to a small group of Tauruses right here, if one of these people are a past person that you've had some toxic elements with or bad issues with, again, that person was meant to be in your life to help you transcend, elevate, and further develop your soul and further develop your character into the person you are meant to be. But they're not meant to stick around for a lifetime. There's somebody else that actually is, that's being brought into your life. And you have to discern, right? Because there's going to be this pull towards, if it is a past person, there's going to be a pull towards the past person. And if you bite the bait of that pull, that lets you know, that will let you know that there's still work on the soul and evolution that hasn't been accomplished yet. because the soul is going to get pulled towards the area of growth. And if it has to grow in a situation that may not benefit you on the emotional space, it may be a painful situation, the soul is going to pull you there, because there's still lessons for the soul that's needed for your character development and for your growth and ascension. If the soul does not get triggered by whoever this energy is, now mind you, we can put it back in general terms now, whether this is a past person or, this is another new option that's coming in for you. If the soul has evolved enough or ascended enough, or if you're on a higher level frequency or vibration, the soul won't be tempted by this energy, because the soul will be able to discern that this isn't a good person or a good fit, or there's something lying underneath the surface that will not be beneficial for you, because the soul has already learned that lesson. So the soul is going to go towards the more viable option that will produce yielding results for long-term happiness and balance and security. But if the soul has not evolved, if there's still work you got to do, the soul is going to pull itself back to whoever this devil energy is for you. So use your discernment. Be cautious. Be careful. You got this during this Leo full moon Taurus. I love you to pieces. Bye. Hey Gemini, Mariah here. So I'm going to go ahead and get into your all signs reading. So we're looking at the full moon in Leo that's happening on February 16th. We're going to see what energies are coming in for you, Gemini. For all 12 signs, including you, all the messages have been completely channeled. You will be no different. I'm just using my cards as a channeling tool. And from there, all of the messages will be from Spirit with love. So for my Geminis, what do they need to know, Spirit? For my Geminis, what do they need to know? Thank you. Knight of Cups in the reverse, Nine of Swords in the reverse, Seven of Cups in the upright, Temperance in the upright, and the Ace of Pentacles in the upright. Why am I hearing it? I've been a jukebox all evening. I'm hearing from High School Musical, Breaking Free. I'm literally hearing that song, Breaking Free. You're breaking free of something, but where to go next? Where to go next? You're a Gemini, but I'm getting strong Uranus energy here. I'm not sure if Uranus, I know Uranus rules Aquarius, but I'm not sure if it rules Gemini too. But strong Uranian energy, radical thoughts, ideas, rebellion. You're breaking free of something, or you need to break free of something. But what is it? What is it that you're breaking free of, Gemini? That's the real question here. And I can't answer that. General reading, of course. But whatever you're breaking free from, it's like this is what has been needed, or this is what is needed to finally feel free, to finally feel whole, to finally feel content, to finally feel secure in oneself, to finally feel secure. Excuse me. So sorry. To finally feel secure in oneself, to finally feel secure in one's position, to finally feel secure in your life, or in a specific area. You're breaking free of something, and by breaking free, by breaking the chains, the shackles of whatever this is, you're moving towards a more secure life. But there's something about the way you're breaking free that feels a little radical, or a little unorthodox, or maybe a little impulsive, or just like, you know what, I just have to go. I have to release this. I can't deal with this anymore. I can't do this anymore. There's an energy. Either you feel like this within, what is this? Because either you feel like this within yourself, Gemini, like you need to break free of something, whether it's your own thoughts, your own mental space, your own, constantly in your head, or there's something external to you that you just feel stifled or suffocated by, or maybe life circumstances are making you feel stifled and suffocated, or making you feel like you're in a box. That's what I'm just getting. Claustrophobia. I'm getting the sense of claustrophobia, somebody being put in a tight ass box, and it's just like, I can't do this. I can't do this. I have to break free. And I just feel, because of how tiring or taxing or exhausting, or whether it's within your own self and your own mind and being in your own head, or a circumstance, because of how taxing or exhausting it could be, it's just like, at this point, I just have to break free. And because of that, it creates this whirlpool effect of feelings of needing to break free. And then it's like the way you break free, something is radical about this. Something is a little unorthodox about this. Whether this is just blowing up and becoming impulsive and breaking free, whether this is just going silent and just removing it all, or just in a drop of a hat, you just cut everything off, or cut whatever this is off, or, you know, the mind, you just decide, you know what, I don't want to be in my head anymore, I'm done, and you implement something new to break free of being constantly in your head. But whatever you break free from brings you a sense of peace, stability, and security. And that's where it's odd, because I can't put the 2 and 2 together. I can tell you what I'm feeling on the outcome of this, and I can tell you what I'm feeling with you in the storm of this, or in the midst of this. But during this period of the full moon in Leo, you're breaking free of something, and it's bringing you a sense of stability, security, and comfortability. But you got to break free of it first. And I feel like that's what you're doing. I feel like I'm not telling you anything. You're the only sign here, Gemini. I feel like I'm not telling you anything you don't know. I don't feel like I'm telling you anything you don't know. I feel like this is something that you already know, you're already privy of, you're already aware of. And for maybe the smaller percentage of you that's watching this, you may have not experienced these feelings yet, but during this Leo full moon, these feelings of needing to escape or break free is going to be coming to the surface for you. And if you can break free, you will have that newfound sense of peace, stability, and security. So, Gemini, I love you. You got this. All right. Catch you on the next one. Bye. Hey, Cancer. Last but not least, we are getting into your full moon in Leo reading. So for you, just like all of the 12 signs, I've been completely channeling your message. The full moon in Leo starts on February 16th, so we'll see what happens. I'm just using my cards as a channeling tool. But outside of that, all of the messages that are delivered in this reading are completely from Spirit to you. So let's see. For my Cancers, what do they need to know in regards to this full moon in Leo? What do they need to know in regards to this full moon in Leo? Last card. What did the Cancer? Thank you. Ooh. I actually really love this, Cancer. As a fellow Cancerian, I do love this for you. Sun, 2 of Cups, 3 of Wands in the reverse, 8 of Wands, 9 of Wands, 3 of Swords in the reverse on the bottom of the deck. Okay. You know what I'm hearing? Another song being channeled. I've been a jukebox for all these signs. I think it's an 80s song. I got a new attitude. Dun, 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 dun. That's just what I'm hearing, right? Cancer, you got a new attitude. You do. You do. How can I put this? And I just kind of have to get this message out the way. I just have to get this light message out the way. For some of you during this Leo full moon, you may be connecting with somebody romantically. That's it. Happy times. That's it. Larger than that, though, and what I'm more so getting on a channel level, Cancer, because you got this new attitude, because you got a newer pep in your step, something feels a little lighter about you. Something feels a bit bolder about you, a bit freer about you. Yes, Cancer, you've dealt with pain, hurt, and all of that trauma and BS in your past, right? Whether it's in your recent past or distant past, you've dealt with that, and you know what that experience is, and you know what that experience feels like. But again, Cancer, I'm going to be honest, this Leo full moon is all about love for self. You know, they always say, how can somebody love you the way you deserve to be loved if you don't set the standard for yourself, for how you should be loved? That's what you're doing during this Leo full moon. You, Cancer, are setting the standard of how you should be loved and how you should be treated and how you should be adored and admired for all of the sweetness and beautiful gooey insides that you do have. I love you. I love you, Cancer. Me with the Cancer sun, Mercury, Venus, and a couple other Cancer placements. I'm a full-on Cancer. So I get it. You're a very beautiful soul. But there's something here in your past, Cancer, when it comes to how you were treated, and this doesn't have to be necessarily romantic. This could be in family, people that are friends, etc. You may have not set the standard, or you may have not set the example of how you deserve to be loved and treated. You may have allowed people to love on you and treat you in the capacity of how they know how to love on people and treat people, but it's not in the capacity of how you can receive love or the kind of love you expect or the kind of love you deserve. That's no longer here in this Leo full moon. There's something transitioning within your energy by loving yourself, treating yourself, being the best romantic partner, lover, friend, mother, parenting yourself, whatever it may be, being the best ideal person that you would love to experience in real life, but you're being that to yourself. You're now able to set a standard or a precedent for anybody that has access to you or access in your life that may come in your life or that's currently in your life. You're setting the new standard for how you should be loved and how you should be treated and how you should be cared for, because again, you're no longer in the space of allowing other people to treat you how they want to treat you, because you know where they got you in the past and that didn't get you far, Cancer. It never got you far. How other people wanted to love on you and experience you and handle you in their own capacity wasn't the capacity of what you deserved or what you expected or it didn't yield the outcomes that you were looking for. Now all of that is completely changing, because by you setting this new standard for yourself, either you're reparenting yourself and giving that little boy or that little girl the kind of love that they didn't receive growing up, whether it's you being that romantic partner that you desired to yourself, whether it's you being that friend to yourself that you wish you had or maybe never experienced, etc. Whatever the case may be, you're being that to yourself. And in lieu, when you go out in the world, when people experience you in the 3D, you now have your standards set that anybody that treats you less than how you treat yourself will no longer be acceptable, because you have set the standard. You have set the bar. They have to meet your criteria. They have to meet your benchmark of what you're going to be setting for yourself during this Leo full moon, that if they don't meet that benchmark or that criteria, they got to go. That's why I love this energy for you, Cancer, because it's all about you. It's all about self-love. It's all about self-appreciation, and it's all about no longer tolerating or accepting the ways that people decide to love you. Now you're reinforcing that you have to love me this way. Otherwise, you cannot love me at all. And I love that. So Cancer, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. It means the world. You be safe, and bye.